All right, you would think that the freeing of hostages previously held by the terrorist group Hamas would just be a good thing, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. Well, it turns out that Trump brown-noser and Fox News disinformation specialist Maria Bartiromo couldn't do it. She couldn't just say, hey, you know what? Joe Biden helped get the hostages out, and that's a good thing. She comes up with a conspiracy theory about preference for a particular hostage because an Israeli American who was captive's aunt once bought a piece of art made by Hunter Biden. If you can't follow this pond scum trash, it's because that's what it is. Look at Maria Bartiromo, unable to just say, hey, you know what? Nice job. Nice job. Listen to this.
And, you know, there's an awful story around the hostage release in Israel. Abigail Moore Idan, one of the many young children released by Hamas over the last 3 days, the first American toddler released on Sunday. She has dual citizenship, American Israeli. I mean, her story is a travesty. She's an orphan. She watched her parents get murdered by these
I feel a butt coming.
monsters. Thank God she has been released. But we also
But, what is the but, Maria? Tell us.
learn that her family is major donors to President Biden, and that her aunt actually bought Hunter Biden's art. I mean, of course we want Abigail to get released and to be home with her family. And that we're
not sick people.
Praying and thanking God for. But why was she
Thanking God. What about thanking Biden, maybe?
Was she the first one because she had this connection to Biden?
You know, we're glad she's released, but it's an interesting
We're glad she's released, but a lot of buts here.
web of what we have been uncovering, both in judiciary oversight.
Nothing has been uncovered. Nothing has been uncovered. Actually, I'm going to tell you something else. One of the things that experts in hostage negotiations have been saying since October 7th is we should in general be careful in media reports to talk too much about specific hostages because Hamas monitors this stuff. And there's a story now, I don't want to get the details wrong, but it's a story about I believe it's two little boys, redheaded boys, who were believed to have been held by Hamas. There were many stories about them. And now Hamas is pulling this thing where they go, oh, no, we don't know anything. We don't have those boys. We think they were killed by an Israeli airstrike. Must have been. We don't know anything about them. And of course, now we don't know what to believe because obviously Hamas is aware that certain hostages get attention and are discussed. And so Maria's idea that in any way prominence of a particular hostage is likely to generate a better outcome runs completely counter to what hostage negotiation experts actually say, because you're giving Hamas something that maybe they can manipulate or do more with. Now, bigger picture, all told, nearly 100 hostages will have been released, maybe already, there's a time difference. Within very soon, we will have about 100 hostages released, thanks in part to the efforts of Joe Biden. The ceasefire is also expected to be extended, and Joe Biden putting pressure and warning Israel, listen, err on the side of the ceasefire and on the extension of this, err on the side of not overplaying your hand in Gaza, etc. It's to some degree something that Joe Biden does deserve credit for. But what about one person who bought Hunter Biden's art? These are desperate, sick people. They are weaving conspiracy theories about Hunter Biden, which is their hammer is Hunter Biden. And so everything looks like a nail to them. Oh, something about Joe Biden and China? Hunter Biden. Let's try to hammer that nail in. Something about hostages being released by Hamas terrorists? Oh, let's try to bring in Hunter Biden. We see it as a nail. Let's take out our hammer. These are sick, disgusting people. And as I've said, I know I've said it many times, with Maria Bartiromo, she used to be a good business reporter. And it is truly vile what she has become. And the Republican, I don't even remember who this guy is. This is some congressman, just nodding along with her. Yeah, we're uncovering tons of stuff here that's concerning. Truly sick people. I want to tell you about an awesome free weekly 5-minute video series on the economy. It's called Tychos, featuring Richard Vague. The Tychos video series is sponsoring our show today. Richard Vague is an economic expert, former Secretary of Banking and Securities for Pennsylvania. I've always thought that Vague was a great voice on macroeconomics, the U.S. economy, government, individual debt, income inequality. Every week, Richard Vague covers economic topics to keep you up to date with the key economic issues of our time: U.S. debt, forecasts for the U.S. economy, economic challenges facing Europe and China, innovative policy ideas. Richard's the author of the economic bestsellers A Brief History of Doom, The Case for a Debt Jubilee, and his latest book, which I've talked about before, The Paradox of Debt. Really fascinating book about how government deficit spending in the U.S. during the pandemic mostly benefited the top 10%. Richard Vague is excellent at taking really complicated economic issues, making them accessible to anyone. He does a really great job of this with his 5-minute video series. It's called Tychos, which you can subscribe to for free at tychosgroup.org/join. The link is down below.